Hello, um, just outside getting some fresh air. um, Looks like it might actually rain, so probably not going to be out here for too long. Yeah, this year in 2025, it's been kind of rough, of course, for me, but my word of the year for 2025 was gratitude. Just being alive, life is a gift. You know, every day, that you see is a blessing. Somebody else didn't wake up this morning, but you did. If Lord have mercy on you, something that I keep in mind. You just never know when it's going to be your last day, So one should always be thankful, even despite things not always going the way that you would want them to go. I know I, for one, was hoping that my dad would get better, but it just wasn't the Lord's will, A lot of people have a hard time with just letting go of the things that they can't control. It's a lot of people that have a controlling spirit about them, that they always expect things to go the way that they want them to go, or they think that their perspective is the only one that's right, and that everybody's supposed to agree with them. But that's not how life operates, and that's not how life works. Things don't always go the way that we want them to go or how we think they should go. I know some probably don't understand, why I have delayed things as long as I have for this book signing, but I'm very careful, for one thing, of who I accept help from when it comes to people, and especially if I know there's been things that's gone on that wasn't right, or how I was treated. And me personally, when it comes to me doing different things, it's not just about getting them done. It's about how I get them done and how I feel when I get them done. For some people, they don't really care how they go about doing stuff. It's just as long as, they get ahead and get things done and get $1 in their pocket. They don't really care how they go about doing things, and they don't have any values or principles or anything like that. They just don't really care, just as long as they get ahead in life. But that's just not how I operate, and that's not the type of person that I am. My integrity, my self-respect, and my dignity matters to me. And if I don't feel right about a particular thing, then I'm probably not going to go through with it, That's just how I am, And if that bothers somebody, then, maybe you should just leave me alone, Just for your own peace of mind. It just matters to me to stay in alignment, with my values and, how I go about doing things and the types of people that I deal with. It might not really matter to other people, but it matters to me, As far as the book signing, I'm still intending, Lord willing, to do that. But I think I am going to move it into next year, because I know it's probably going to take a while for all of my books to print and everything, and especially the hardback copies. But first, I just want to make a few revisions here and there, because on the back of the blurb, I do have at least one typo that I just want to look through and and changed all of that, you know, for the Ingram Spark copies in particular. I have to pay for a revision for that, for both the gloss and the gloss paperback and the hardback. But I don't have to pay for the KDP one, of course, because it's free on there. But after those revisions are done is when I can actually order the copies of books. I'm still intending, Lord willing, to get 5 hardbacks and 10 paperbacks. And as far as the paperbacks, it'd be 5 gloss and 5 matte paperbacks. But yeah, I'm still intending to do this, even though it's been delayed for quite a while. I know, but like I said before in the beginning of this video, things don't always go as planned. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, I'm still glad that I had waited as long as I had and didn't do anything corrupt, you know, to get ahead, or take any offers or anything that could have gotten me into a jam. You know, I'm still glad that I kept my integrity all this time and, you know, didn't do anything dishonest or whatnot to get ahead and to get things done as far as this book signing, you know, or anything else. This vlog is going to be a combination of various different clips, some things that actually recorded earlier, you know. I did a couple recordings in June of showing different items that I'm planning to put on the table during the book signing. Some of those segments will be in this vlog. But right now I'm getting ready to go back inside and get some more chapter summaries done on my Holiday Prey series, as well as work on making the corrections on the covers for the Pact of Freedom so that I can make it available for global distribution through Ingram Spark. I'm going to go inside now, and I'll pick up on another segment in this vlog, Lord willing, later. So this here is a little diagram that I made. As usual, I just had to sketch things out just to give me an idea of how I want to set things up for my table for my book signing event. So I just made this little diagram just to be able to give me an idea of how I want to set all of the items on the table. I have the lantern over here. All of these 3 jars is the glass candy jars. Back here on this side I have the hardbacks, and I have Hubert's cello here. This is an Underground Railroad map. And then I have the piano, Arthur's piano, behind that. And then I have the compass here, and Noah's violin, and then the paperbacks. And of course the tablecloth, which represents Millie's dress in the story that she wore on their journey starting out. But it may not exactly look like this, but this diagram will still give me an idea of how I want to set things up on the table. So that's what this is for. So I have these 3 glass jars here that I'm intending to use for like candies. This one and this one here I use for candies, but the one in the middle I was using for actually my paintbrushes. So I'm probably going to clean out this middle one. I'm probably actually going to clean all 3 of them out, but definitely the middle one. But one of them I'm intending to put peppermints in, one of them Hershey Kisses, and the other just some Werther's caramels. I think these two here will really go well with the whole theme of everything, because back in the 1800s, in some shops they actually put candies in like jars similar to these. So I think it will be really fitting for the time period as I put the table together for my book signing event. So on Sunday, I actually got Noah's violin. So I'm going to open it up and just see how it looks. Kind of hard to open. Oh. So this is the little stand for the violin. Look at that. It's a little case. So I guess the violin is inside. This little violin is one of the things that I'm intending to put on my table along with the other instruments. And all the instruments represents the three abolitionists in the story: Noah, Hubert, and Arthur. This is the package of other items that I got as far as for the actual table display. I'm going to open up this now. So I got a blue and white Guillaume tablecloth. This will represent Millie's dress. So this is what's actually going to be draped over top of the table. I think this is, yeah, this represents the piano for Arthur, so that's really nice. And there's also a little bench that goes along with it. There's even a little music notation music sheet that'll just go on top like that. And I think this here, I think, is the cello for Hubert. And there's the case. Yep. And this is the cello for Hubert Duncan. And the bow. So that's that. And this cello also came with a stand, which is this here. So it's a stand that goes along with the cello, just like for the violin. It'll be a stand like that. And yeah, this is the actual compass, and it represents Millie's father's compass, which will be on the table as well. It's kind of hard to open. So it comes with a little pouch. I didn't think it would be this small, but I guess it is. I thought the compass was a little bigger than this, but oh well. This is the compass. This will represent the compass that Millie had, her father's compass. It looked a lot bigger on the picture, but oh well. But, I'm not too sure about what this is. I can't remember. Oh yes, I think these are the stands. I remember now. Yes. So, these plastic stands is what the actual books is going to be sitting on. So, I'll just get a copy just to show. So, it'll just be in there like that. So it's how it will be setting up actual different copies of the book. And then behind it I'll just have the stack of all the rest of them for each one of the different formats that I have, or copies. So that's what these are for. What I have for the table is a lantern. So this will also be on the table and on display as like a little icon to represent the story. Yeah, I think it takes batteries. But these are all of the different items that I'm going to have arranged on the table along with my books. Okay, so a while ago I just got the candy that I'm going to be putting into my jars here. This one I think I'm going to put the Hershey Kisses in. And I got 2 bags of that one because I know I'm probably going to have a chance of running out of those pretty quickly. And this one, I think I'm going to put the peppermints in. And this one, the Werther's caramels. So, I got all of the candy. Now I just have to wash out these jars and then I can fill them up. Alright, so if you recall, I made a collage, a photo picture collage some time ago of different scenes from the story The Pact of Freedom, which is this right here. I'm actually going to be making a poster out of this. I just changed some of the dimensions so that it would fit into here. But this says 11.16 inches by 17.16 inches. It's really just an 11 by 17 inch, but it says the .16 because of the bleed, of course, that will be trimmed off during the printing process. I'm going to go ahead and get a copy of this. I'm just going to get one copy for now just to see how it turns out, and if it turns out okay, then I may get a second one. But this is the poster that I will have at the book signing event. Okay, so all of the books have arrived. I'm going to get ready to open these. These are the matte paperbacks. These are the gloss paperbacks. And this box here is the hardbacks. So I'm going to go ahead and open these. So you can see all of them. And I'm just going to show all of these. So you can see how all of them look. Here's all the books. Literally the first time I've gotten an actual whole box of my book. These are the hardbacks, matte paperbacks, well, no, gloss paperbacks, and the matte ones is in the back. Some people may wonder what's the difference between the matte and the gloss. Well, it's pretty much just the texture. The matte is a soft textured cover, and the gloss is obviously the shiny one. But all the books are here, and it's 15 books all together. Alright, this concludes this vlog. As far as today, I called the lady where I intend to have the event, and I'm supposed to meet up with her sometime next weekend. But Hopefully everything goes well, Lord willing, for this first book signing. But that's it for this video.